About gun laws today. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us.
After those two recent mass shootings, politicians on both sides of the aisle are talking about possible changes.
We had the chance to talk with Senator Deb Fischer today, and will we see stronger gun laws? Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Zach Worthington has the answer to that question in our top story tonight. Zach?
Yeah, Rod and Megan, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and more than 200 mayors have asked President Trump to use his constitutional powers to call the Senate back into session immediately to address gun violence in this country. And Senator Deb Fischer says that she would be open to the idea. The mass shootings in El Paso and Dayton have brought a new wave of attention to a gun control bill that was passed by the House of Representatives more than 5 months ago. In a tweet this morning, President Trump said serious discussions are taking place, and Nebraska Senator Deb Fischer agrees.
I would be happy to go back to work on this. The president happened to call me yesterday on a couple other issues, and at the end of the call, he told me that he is working on different proposals and visiting with people, so that's good to hear. But we need to make sure that we work together and that we come up with something that's going to be effective.
President Trump also said guns should not be placed in the hands of mentally ill or deranged people who could be a threat to society. Senator Fischer agrees and says she is open to taking another look at background checks.
We know that there are disturbed people out there. We know there are hateful people out there. That needs to be addressed.
In a joint statement, Democrats Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi say they told President Trump that the best way to address gun violence is for the Senate to take up and pass a bill that has already made its way through the House of Representatives. The bill would allow only person-to-person gun sales if a background check can be conducted. This would close gun sale loopholes such as gun shows, buying over the internet, or from private dealers, all kinds that are currently completed without background checks. The bill attempts to keep guns away from people with a violent or criminal history or even mental health problems.
Hate speech is not acceptable. Talking about white supremacy is not acceptable. Being anti-Jewish is not acceptable. And when you have people, and I think you see it especially on social media, some of the comments that are made, this has to stop.
The gunman in both the El Paso and Dayton shootings used an assault-style rifle that was purchased legally. A new poll conducted by Politico found that nearly 3 out of 4 people support stricter gun laws, including a ban on military-style weapons, which was supported by 55% of Republicans. Despite the polling numbers, Nebraska Senator Deb Fischer does not agree with any proposal that would ban assault rifles in America.
I think we need to be very careful when we talk about banning anything. I think what's important is to come together, as I said, to come together and try to work on some solutions that are going to work.
Right now, Congress is in August recess, but it does appear that there is some traction nationally to get something done on this issue, but it remains to be seen.